Reality show opportunity. Dear Billy, I love the 80s. 2 questions. Did you ever send in a tape to be on The Real World in the 90s? No, I did not. He said, I know a lot of wannabe actors started sending in tapes when they realized you could get famous off it. Would you rather be on Survivor? Yes, it's still on the air. I know it's still on the air because my wife has watched every season. Or The Bachelorette, the one where you're lumped in with 20 other losers to win over some chick. If winning meant your life depended on it. I have too many issues with women to even think that I would even remotely do well on Bachelorette. Survivor. Me on an island with my pasty skin. You know what? I wouldn't. I'm not a good-looking guy either. I just don't see myself as a 51-year-old bald redheaded male being the one that this woman's going to pick. You know what I mean? I don't see that. So as a younger man, I might have taken a chance on Bachelorette, but I'd have to go Survivor, and I would need a sponsor from some sort of sunblock company, and I'd need to rehab my shoulders because. If I can't physically win a challenge, if I have to rely on my brain, I would lose. So I think I would die is no matter what, either one. So if I'm going to die, then I would rather be on The Bachelorette, where I can actually eat real food. I don't got to eat maggots and try to stab fucking starfish with a stick, talking to a soccer ball. I don't want to fucking do that. I'll deal with some fucking broad looking at me being like, I know. I'm disappointed with this too. No problem, sweetheart. All right, same-sex marriage. Dear Bill, I'm in Australia and I work at a country school. A little time ago, there was a vote in this country which endorsed same-sex marriage. On the following day, I was working and my boss asked me to go retrieve some backdrop and clean up a local hall where the kids had a school play the night before. So the backdrop was a big rainbow-colored piece of canvas which was about 8 meters long, and it was heavy. All right, so that's about 24 feet, 25 feet. And the only way to get it to my truck was to drape it around my shoulders. Oh, people are like, this guy's really gay and proud. Also, there was a minor ball. There was also a mirror ball, which belonged to the school, which needed to be brought back, so I had that in my hand. As I left the hall on the sidewalk, the only 2 gay guys in my small county town were walking their little dog and stopped to say hi. So I'm standing there the day after the gay vote with a mirror ball in my hand and draped in a rainbow-colored scenery when another man I know, who is the biggest town gossip, drove by in his truck staring open-mouthed. So now, mate, I have the reputation of being the 3rd gay man in the village. How can I recover from this situation? Tell the story? Why don't you just tell the fucking story? Dude, what fucking village do you live in where like somebody drives by and all of a sudden everybody in town's going to know it? First of all, who gives a fuck? I don't know. Maybe you should just act like you are gay. God knows fucking there's enough women who fucking fall for gay guys. You might get some more pussy out of it. I have no fucking idea. I wouldn't worry about it. I would find the humor in it. Because the only thing that's going to happen is guys are going to break your balls about it. But women aren't going to have a problem with it. If anything, they're going to ask you to do like a makeover, right? By the time they realize you're straight, you're fucking banging them. I wouldn't worry about it. All right, but I'm also of a certain age where I just don't give a shit what people think anymore. If you're younger, I'm sure, it's probably bothering you on some level. But I don't think it's going to affect your life. You'll be fine. All right, snitches get stitches. Billy, by the way, that sounded like a sketch from a silent film that you were doing there. Somehow you fell into that. All right, Billy Boy, I'm a little freaked out. I live in a poor American city with its fair share of crazy, desperate, violent people. Last weekend, I was driving onto my block and I saw a work van struggling to parallel park. They couldn't do it. So they pulled out real fast and smashed the back of a parked car. The van sped away. I wrote down the name of the business that was printed on the work van. I wanted to be a good neighbor, so I left an anonymous note on the smashed car describing what I saw. Later that day, the guys whose car was smashed went around looking for who wrote the note. It came back to me. He asked me for my information so that his insurance company could call me and record my statement. I said okay. The next day, the guy said the cops were coming by and wanted to hear my statement as I was the only witness. I said, okay, fine. Now I'm getting a little nervous. About an hour before the cops come by, I find out the driver of the work van is a scary-looking motherfucker who just moved onto my block. Oh, Jesus. So now I'm freaked out because I don't want him to know I'm the witness. I stay in my house but peer through the curtains and watch the cops bang on his door. And the scary guy starts yelling at the cops and denying everything. The guy with the damaged car is yelling at him, and it's ugly. The damaged car guy calls me and wants me to tell the cops what I saw. I sure as hell am not walking out my front door in full view of the scary guy. So I agree to meet the cops in the alley behind my house because I don't want the scary guy to know I'm the witness. So I'm talking to the cops in the alley, and of course the scary guy walks past and looks over at us and points his finger. So now my cover is blown. You know what? Fuck this guy. Fuck this fucking asshole. Fuck him. Fuck that guy. Walking around fucking yelling at people. He's a fucking... I bet he's not even tough. Screaming and fucking yelling. This is a good time for you to, if you're a young guy, go take some fucking jujitsu classes or something like that. Fuck this guy. This guy's annoying the shit out of me, walking around pointing his finger at you. Yeah, go fuck yourself. You're a piece of shit. You hit somebody else's car and you drove away. Anyways, on the plus side, he doesn't know which house I live in or what car I drive, but I think he would recognize me if he saw me on the street. Where did I go wrong? Do you think this guy is going to kick my ass? I tried to remain anonymous during this whole thing, but maybe I shouldn't have agreed to tell the cops anything. What would you have done? Oh, I absolutely would have fucking wrote down. I would have done exactly what the fuck you did. I hate when people do that, when they hit your car and they fucking drive away like that. Screaming and yelling. I don't know, dude. I don't know how to fight, but there's something about bullies. I can't fucking stand them. So I've done exactly what you did. Okay? I think you have a right to be concerned about your safety, but what does that tell you about yourself? Okay? This is a problem in your life that you can easily go solve. Maybe use this as an opportunity to learn some self-defense. You know what I mean? And, and I don't know. This guy just seems like he just yells at people. Big, scary guy, and he goes around yelling at people. He's not, I don't know. I don't know the guy, but I'm just saying. Anyways, I have no fighting skills, so now I have to sneak in and out of my house and worry about this fucker. Time to move? Well, you might want to entertain that. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's a nice fucking neighborhood to begin with. If you can move to a nicer neighborhood, maybe you should do that. But you shouldn't be living in fear either way. So if you're going to stay there, there's plenty of self-defense courses. Go out there, learn how to fucking defend yourself. All right? Don't go looking for a confrontation, but just know if that guy, comes to you, you'll be able to handle yourself. But you shouldn't be going around as a man fucking living in fear.